Alright guys, welcome back to Gung Ho Fitness. Here we go. What is the best form of cardio for maintaining muscle mass? Alright, seriously. Let's go over the two main types of cardio, and then we'll go into detail on which one is better for maintaining muscle mass. Okay, so we got two main types. We've got the low intensity steady state, we'll call that LISS from here on out. And then we got the high intensity interval training, and we'll call that HIIT, right? So examples of low intensity steady state. That's going to be whatever you consider low intensity, whether it's jogging or anything like that. Maybe it's low intensity on the treadmill, elliptical, Stairmaster, something to that effect, right? HIIT. Now HIIT is high intensity interval training, so it's not just cardio. Today we're going to go over just HIIT cardio specifically. That's going to be anything high intensity cardio as far as sprints or sprinting uphill, or maybe something high intensity on a spin bike, on a Wingate, something to that effect. Imagine being on a Wingate or a spin bike. You have the intensity set low, you pedal as fast as you can, and then you crank up that resistance until it becomes sluggish and you have to push through, right? That's going to be a high intensity. You got the speed and the velocity plus the force or the resistance. Okay, so in order to figure out which form of cardio is better for maintaining muscle mass, we need to look at how each type signals the body for adaptation. So low intensity steady state, or LISS, is going to signal your body to adapt to becoming better at endurance, which means it needs to be able to do work for long periods of time but at a low intensity, right? Because of this, your body's going to use slow twitch muscle fibers. They're physically smaller muscle fibers, and they're good at long-term exercise, very low power output. So because of this, less muscle is going to be better, because the more muscle tissue you hold, the more oxygen your body needs for fuel for any kind of movement or exercise. So the signals you send to your body using LISS for cardio is going to be complete opposite to the signals you send your body for muscle gain, and we'll get into that next. Alright, so the next form of cardio we have is HIIT, and let's look at the way that this signals your body to adapt. So you're going to be using your fast twitch muscle fibers because you're going to be doing that high intensity, high power output, short duration, right, type of exercise. So think about lifting weights. You're doing a lot of work in a short amount of time. Same thing goes for HIIT cardio. Doing a lot amount of work in a short amount of time, using the same muscle fiber types. So essentially, HIIT cardio, you're sending your body the same signals as you would in the gym. Fast twitch muscle fibers, right? High intensity. Short duration, same as lifting weights, right? The other thing is you're going to develop both the aerobic and anaerobic capacity, right? So a funny story, back in high school when I was doing cross country, that's when I first started lifting weights, and I was doing a lot of research, and I read that if you were to do sprints, it increases your aerobic and anaerobic capacity, and basically it allows you to be better at sprints and also better at long distance without having to do long distance running. Now, I didn't really enjoy long distance running, but I had to tell my friends at school or coaches or anything like that. So I would go, and on my own time when I would practice for cross country, I would do sprints so that I could get away with a short duration, high intensity, because I enjoy sprinting more. And that would prepare me for the cross country meets and also allow me to maintain the muscle mass that I was adding, because I had just started lifting weights and I was trying to gain as much muscle mass at the time. Alright, so the last form of cardio is just going to be something very low intensity like walking, right? And because it's very low intensity, it's not going to cause any adaptations or counter adaptations. Alright, so some other factors are going to be your central nervous system. So when you do HIIT, it actually signals your nervous system to recruit lots and lots of muscle fibers to perform the exercise, okay? When you do low intensity or LISS cardio, it's going to do the exact opposite. So your body is getting signals to perform an exercise for a long period of time at a very low rate of intensity, very little effort. So it's going to try and take that workload and not fatigue any particular muscle or area of the body, right? So it's going to try and distribute it and move it all around so that it does very little fatigue, which is the exact opposite of what we need to build or maintain muscle mass. All right, so why is it so prominent that everybody says cardio, cardio, cardio for fat loss? And when I say cardio, they're talking about the low intensity type. So 20 or 30 years ago, when they did all the research on cardio for fat loss, they found that while you're doing cardio, the most effective is going to be the low intensity. But what that really means is it's going to be the most effective for fat loss. You're going to burn the most amount of calories doing the least amount of work possible, right? So if you were to do twice the intensity, you wouldn't burn twice as many calories, but it'd be like an extra 90%, so pretty close. So just by increasing that intensity, you're still going to burn more calories per second, right? The other thing that they didn't measure is they didn't measure how many calories you burn after you're done doing cardio. So when you're doing the low intensity, do your low intensity cardio, you burn a lot of calories while you're doing it, and then as soon as you stop burning calories, right, essentially. When you do your HIIT, right, you burn more calories per time, and then once you're done, you continue to burn calories afterwards, and it ends up being more calories overall. Okay, so you can kind of see that HIIT is going to be better for maintaining muscle mass. There's going to be more fat loss as a result. You're giving your muscles the same stimulus doing HIIT as you would in the weight room, so you're not being counterproductive by doing your weight training and then doing the low intensity, sending opposite signals. It's going to be more time efficient, typically 15 to 30 seconds of HIIT. You're going to be training your aerobic and anaerobic capacities. Right, and then last is HIIT is going to trigger your central nervous system in a way that LISS is not going to be able to. So again, same stimulus as training in the weight room. Alright guys, I hope this video was helpful. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel so you can get notifications for future videos that I'll be making. If you have any questions or comments, definitely leave a comment below. And if it's on social media, share it with anyone that you think might be interested in this topic. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.